Okay, as usual in this slot, it's time for some real education. And we're back with our friend, one of my favorites, Michelangelo de Merici Caravaggio. David with the Head of Goliath. This is a wonderful painting by the Italian Baroque artist Caravaggio. This is housed in the Galleria Borghese in Rome. You can go see it if you're in Rome today. And take a look at this. This is the classic story of David having slain Goliath. And it really is compelling. You got that huge contrast that makes, you could almost always recognize a Caravaggio picture because of the absolute lack of background. It's as if everything is dark to highlight this moment. The entire rest of the world is blacked out, and coming out of the shadows, moving forward, is David. And you can see how illuminated his skin is, how lucent it is, the light that comes off of him. You can see how the light glints off his sword, glints off his chest, glints off his lips and his eyes. This is to tell us that this is the great conqueror, the man who conquered in the name of God, right? Remember how he had to lecture when the entire Israelite army would not go up against Goliath man to man. No one would accept the great monster's challenge. And it was the young shepherd boy David who, when he got there to drop off some supplies for his older brothers, he saw this man, this Goliath, triumphing over Israel and reducing the name of Israel's God. And there was not a single soldier who would stand up to him. And David did. In the name of the Lord God, I will defy this Philistine. And you can look at that on that face, beautiful face, and the contemplation, the furrowed brow. This is not just a triumph. This is not just the triumph of good over evil. Look at how pensive David is, contemplating what the next thing is. What happens now? I have served my God. The last thing from his mind, young David, is that he will go on to become in short order the king of Israel and the greatest king of Israel. You can't see it there. Move to the next picture. And this is one of the greatest aspects of this painting. That is a biographical picture, that autobiographical picture. That is a portrait of Caravaggio. And by this time in his life, 1610, he only had a few more months to live. He didn't have much longer to live. He was on the run. Both the underworld was trying to kill him and the authorities were trying to arrest and execute him. He was a wanted man. He had no friends. He was trying to run away from his troubles, find someplace he could go. And there Michelangelo de Merici paints his own face. This is what it was. And this is notice the lines around the eyes. Notice the rotten teeth. Notice the way the mouth gapes open, stupefied, as David holds that head by the hair. You can see on the forehead the red purple bruise, where the stone slingshotted from David, put Caravaggio out of his misery. Here you have the artist lamenting that he has no place left to run, that the law has caught up with him, that justice has been delivered, that his own life is about to come to an end. And that's a picture of tremendous piety, right? To paint yourself as the severed head. Go back to the full screen real quick, and you see it there, right? The head of the painter held by, and maybe that's why David is a little bit, perhaps, unhappy, a little bit sad. It's not just the monster Goliath, it's the very man who just painted his picture.